Hello Scorpio, and welcome to Sincere Tarot. This is your What Do You Need to Know for May tarot reading, and your energy is the Emperor, feeling strong, accomplished, successful, experienced, and diligent. All right, let's see. What does Scorpio need to know for May? Interesting. Wow. All right. Okay, let me just take a moment to take this all in and I'll show you the cards. Well, it's not going to be the easiest month, but it ends up with some opportunity as long as you listen to me. Okay, so the energy in the past leading into this month is the Star. This represents vulnerability, putting yourself out there. It can be a little bit of a spiritual awakening. It can be really like hope and inspiration in the darkest of backgrounds as well, okay? And it's a very positive card. It's a very deep card, and you must have been going through a lot to get that card, you know, leading into the energy of this month. The thing is, right now, there's something you don't even see, like right in front of you, okay? And it's because you're still really sad and disappointed from the past. So I'm just going to show you kind of the present energy right here. So this is you. Eight of Swords. The energy in between is the Four of Cups, disappointment. And what you need to know is the Queen of Wands, which is really good. Okay, so I feel like right now your mind is a little bit closed off. So yes, you've gone through like a huge spiritual awakening, but sometimes like it takes a little bit of time for our mind to catch up to it, and we can still be in old patterns of thinking. I think because things aren't, there's something that you want, or a way that you want your life to be, or something something you want it to be a different way than what you presently see it as, because your mind's really closed down. And if you're kind of saying no to what I'm saying right now, then you really need to listen, okay? Your mind's a little bit shut down and blocking some information because you're like, this is the only way that I can get what I want, or this is the only person who can get me happy, or this is the job that I need to be happy, or this person needs to tell me this for me to be happy, or whatever it is, right? But there's actually many different ways to get what you want. You're actually limiting yourself and limiting the universe from manifesting by sticking to that one idea, and it comes from the negative ego space, okay? And the reason why you're like that, now a lot of people will speak negatively about the ego, like, ooh, ego, bad. Guess what? That's your ego thinking that way. You know what I mean? And our ego really helps us in a lot of ways, right? So even when your ego is like, don't do that, or don't like go to that person, or whatever it is, right? I thought I heard something. It's because it wants to protect us. It's like the overbearing parent in our head that like, don't go out and do that again. Make sure you wear a helmet or whatever. And like it does want to keep us safe. It's just not always going. Sometimes it comes from a place of fear. Okay, so. And it's because there is something you are disappointed with right now. It could be with your love life, something that was emotionally fulfilling, potentially the loss of a relationship or something like that, something that was really upsetting, and you're just kind of like, not only that, you're having a little bit of an existential crisis, being like, what am I doing? Like, I have like maybe your idea of like where you are in life right now, and you're just like kind of disappointed in yourself. Doesn't mean you should be, because what you need to know about is there is an amazing opportunity, especially for you. It could be a creative opportunity, but it's just because your mind is shut down and your heart is sad, you don't see it, but it's actually here. You just need to like change your attitude a little bit, because you have had a lot of hopes, right? So this is something that you've wished for a long time, all right? That would make you emotionally happy, right? So it is manifested. You just need to open your mind to it, because the outcome is the Seven of Swords. And I feel like either you might be deceiving someone else, maybe you're deceiving this Queen of Wands energy, but it could be deceiving a different part of yourself internally, because this is like the blind spot. This is being either deceitful to other people sometimes and sneaky, but we can be that way with ourselves. Like, you know how it's like we all have our own blind spots. There are certain things that we see in other people that they don't see in themselves. We do the same thing, right? I'm going to ask what this blind spot is in a moment. But first I want to say that you will be offered an opportunity, a real solid opportunity. Just because you don't think that's going to happen, just because you don't feel it's going to happen, it's still going to happen, okay? You just have to actually open your eyes to see it. This could be a job offer, it could be an opportunity to move, an opportunity for work, the offer of a secure relationship. Also, it can be the successful birth of a child. Now, let's get some clarification cards, especially about the Seven of Swords. So what does Scorpio need to know about the situation? Wow, you have been going through a hard time lately. Okay, so look, this Star card, remember I was saying that it makes us shine the brightest in the darkest of backgrounds, and look at what's aspecting it. I feel like sometimes when people go through difficult times in their life, it can bring out the best or the worst in a person. In your case, it's brought out the best in you. You've just decided to like be, you know, more open and vulnerable and kind and hopeful. You know, why not? I think that sometimes your logic gets the best of you, and you might be a little bit out of touch with your emotions sometimes, and maybe that's why you're not really seeing things as clearly as you want. But for some of you, it might have something to do with some sort of like rules or decision at work, or some sort of like legal thing that's going on in your life, and there's something that you're kind of refusing to acknowledge about the situation. You know, ultimately, like, you get really down on yourself, right? But you really need to realize you've come so far and you've accomplished a lot, you know, and not beat yourself up so much. I feel like this opportunity or this person or situation that you need to know about is not only like really a lot of creative potential, connected with intuition and instinct and things like that, but it will really help connect you with the community. Like, you know, just being able to have many different people, like a network of people that you love and care about you. And to be honest, we all need that. We're a social species. Just my opinion. Okay. I'm going to do one more clarification card for this last one. Okay, so what it is that you might not be seeing in yourself, or this might have to do with something else, is something to do with home, maybe not making a decision, or just being a little bit overly cautious about certain decisions, maybe to do with work, money, the home, something about the physical. And you really need to like reflect on this and think about like, where do you see yourself living, working? How do you see yourself making money, or in a solid committed relationship? Like, where do you see yourself in the long run? You need to be practical and a bit down to earth, but you also need to take a little bit of action. There's something that makes you feel like really excited, and you have had a lot of hope around that, and you really just need to go with it, because that's going to get you the connections to the wider community and really make sure your cup is full. And again, we've got the Ace of Pentacles being aspected by the Ace of Pentacles, or discs, in this card. So you are going to get like a physical offer of something real in the physical world, a gift, the offer of a secure relationship. It could be like asking to go steady, asking for marriage. It could be a secure contract, a loan that you need. It could be an inheritance. It's something that's going to help you out in the physical world, and it's a gift from the universe, okay? So things are going to go a lot better than you realize, and you deserve it. Let's get some advice cards. All right, so what advice does Scorpio need to know? Actually, I'm just going to pick them all up. All right, so the first one is the Four of Wands. This is leveling up. This is, you know, focusing on your home life, and you really maybe potentially a celebration of a wedding. You might be going to a wedding. But yeah, just celebrating some sort of union. So sometimes that can be like an office party for a new staff member, or something like that, right? It's good. And it'll make you feel more stable and grounded. Princess of Swords is the next advice card. So that's to have an open mind, a flexible mind. Your mind is a little bit shut down right now during this month. Instead of saying, this is like this, you can be more like, this is possible, that's possible, maybe this, maybe that. Never hold on to a belief too tightly, okay? Because then we become too identified with them, and then we will hold on to them whether they're true or not. So just kind of maybe so. Have that kind of attitude. And that will also open up a little bit more curiosity. And so you might want to do a little bit of research and just learn new information, like a detective. Like a detective's not going to be like, if they're trying to solve a case, they're not going to be like, oh, that piece of evidence offends me, or I don't believe that piece of evidence. No, they're going to just take everything, have as much information as possible, okay? That's the kind of attitude that you want to have. All right, the next advice card, we have got Temperance. Patience, 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 moderation. I wouldn't be making any rash decisions right now. Baby steps. Rome wasn't built in a day. Also, everything happens in divine timing, okay? So things may not be going the way that you want them to go, at the speed you want them to go, when, where, etc. But it's all going to happen when it's meant to happen, and that's often different from what we think in our head. All right, next advice card, we've got the Six of Cups. You really want to treat and nourish your inner child. So if there's certain activities that make you feel, youthful and alive, or things that you really used to enjoy doing or eating, for example, when you were a child, definitely do that. There might be some like reconnection with someone from your childhood or a family member or something like that. And sometimes this can represent a bit of nostalgia as well. So you might be thinking a little bit about the past. If you'd like a private reading, send me an email or check out my website. That's in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please comment. I love reading your comments so much. And I do monthly and mid-monthly readings, so definitely make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell if you're still here. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune. You are getting a gift from the universe. You deserve it. All right. Have a great month. Bye.